This happened to me about 10 years ago. I lived in a place called Prestigious Meadows. It was a typical HOA. We had the typical rules: the paint color of the house, the style of the mailbox, the trimmed grass, all of it. And the HOA president at the time was this woman named Brenda. For years I followed every single rule until one day Brenda decided to throw down the gauntlet. She declared no mowing before 10 in the morning. Now that hour was my peace. That hour was my time, and she took it away. So one morning at 9:45, I rolled out my mower and let it roar. Now, Brenda came rushing out of her house in her neon outfit, snapped a picture, and handed me a fine $50 for cutting my own grass. My wife told me to just ignore it, but I could not. Rules that make no sense should not be followed with silence. That night I searched for a loophole, and I found one. The bylaws banned flamingos and gnomes and satellite dishes, but they never said a single word about livestock. So the next day I went on Craigslist, and I met a farmer, and by the next day I had 5 goats: Houdini, Chewbacca, Sir Reginald, Brenda the goat, and Little Snowball. They went to work eating grass around the clock. They chewed through my lawn, the roses, and even part of the siding. But they never stopped. The neighborhood erupted. Some cheered me on. Others called the cops. But Brenda nearly fainted when she saw the herd. But the police shrugged. They said nothing illegal was happening. So I doubled down. I built a goat mansion with ramps and a deck. I called it Casa del Chevra. Pictures spread online. News crews showed up, and suddenly I was a hero. Standing against the man, the HOA. Brenda panicked. She called an emergency meeting. She showed slides of goat droppings and bleating noises. I countered with petitions. And one final slide, I reminded everyone that Prestigious Meadows was still zoned semi-rural agricultural, which meant we all technically lived on a farm. My goats were not intruders. They belonged more than the rules did. Her bylaw collapsed. The mowing ban was erased. And after 10 years, Brenda finally resigned, humiliated. The goats became legends, but eventually I returned them to the farmer.